What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk yet again about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So two topics I want to talk about, one of which is that internal rumor that they actually really like the game, right, at Rocksteady. That had dropped about a week ago. I wanted to bring it up because I do think it's a fascinating conversation to be had. And then also the second part of it is what's going on? Where's the delay, right? When we talked about this a few times, the rumor was this game's delayed. It could be pushed till, Q4 2023 and maybe pushed to 2024 altogether. And here we are 2+ weeks. Right? That rumor was 2 Thursdays ago. And so let's quickly start there just so I can kind of finish my thought. It is very odd. Now you could say, well, Alex, maybe they don't want to necessarily like jump right in front of the fire. You have all these rumors that the game's canceled. Maybe they don't want to come out right away and say it. But the issue is, and we talked about this, weeks back, the game is still, technically, the game still comes out May 26th. If you say that out loud, I guess you're not wrong, right? Because they haven't said it's delayed. So the game literally releases in 2 months. Now, I don't believe that it actually releases in 2 months, right? But there's nothing anyone can do to stop me from saying it. So I do think they have very limited time. I mean, the reason why I thought that, maybe you don't want to make it look like you're jumping out and saying, okay, well, we got to do something. And I personally think that's a good idea to do, right? You have all these rumors. I think it's good for these companies to come out, be transparent, and just say, okay, look, here's what's happening. Here's why it's delayed. We're working on a new date. Now, I said maybe one of the reasons why they haven't delayed it yet is, do they want to give a new date? Do you want to delay it indefinitely? Because we all know how that kind of looks, right? Or do you want to say, okay, let's wait a few weeks. Let's try to hammer home another release date. That way, at least when we announce it's delayed, we can give the reason why, and we can also say, here's the new day that it comes out. I feel like that's gotta be the reason, because otherwise there's really no reason to leave the conversation here. I think if you're them, and maybe this is wrong because obviously they haven't done it, but I would believe if you're them, you want to get out in front of this stuff and say, okay, let's calm you guys down. Let's talk about what's going on. Because again, the game's supposed to come out in 2 months, and you have all these rumors saying not only is it delayed, it's not delayed for a week or two or a month or two. This game could be delayed upwards, close to maybe even a year. If it's the worst case scenario, it could be a year delay. That's something you have to talk about. You can't just let that sit there. So wanted to throw that in. And then to counter it, right? A lot of negativity about the game. And, I respect where you guys stand on it. If you want to say positive things, negative things, that's totally fine with me. But I do want to talk about this positivity thing. And this came from Video Games Chronicle, their podcast. It's interesting because some of the people I've spoken to who are working on the game actually have a lot of positive things to say about it, especially compared to Gotham Knights. And that was from editor Andy Robinson. I've been told that it is not another Gotham Knights, that everyone who's working on it is actually quite optimistic about the combat loops they've made and the game world and things like that. So what I've heard, I'd kind of be surprised if they've really been rebuilding it in any significant way, because it sounds quite positive. So that kind of goes hand in hand to what Jason Schreier was talking about, right? That was another kind of thing that came out over the last week, that don't expect anything to change. Now, we've talked about that time and time again. That was a prediction of mine. You need to delay this game by multiple years if you're looking to completely rework the actual frame of what this game is, right? If they need to fully change it, it's going to take years. So because it's not going to do that, and because it's not going to take years, the game is still going to have that live service-y feel. It's still going to have, I think the shooting mechanics would all still kind of be the same. So, the rumor has always been this delay is actually because of polish, not necessarily because of the backlash. So what I find fascinating about this positivity thing, well, number one, that's good. It's good that they look at the game and say, we're happy with it. And the idea that they're happy about the combat loops, the game world, and things like that. That's great. And I would honestly expect a company to feel good about the things that they're creating. One thing I want to throw in that's just kind of weird, I was actually talking to my friend about this. Why bring in Gotham Knights? Now, I mean, I think we can all kind of assume why, but aren't they inadvertently trashing their sister studio? Aren't they inadvertently trashing another game made from Warner Bros., who also owns them, right? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but considering the idea is the game's looking good, they're happy with it, especially if we look at Gotham. Somebody told him that. somebody that works at Rocksteady, multiple people. He said some of the people I've spoken to who are working on that game. So there's people inside Rocksteady that say, well, look, if you compare it to Gotham Knights, I mean, please. And I find that very funny. Number one, I didn't hate Gotham Knights. I just want to kind of throw that out there in case maybe people don't know or first time you've watched the channel. I have mixed opinions on it, but I don't think it's like awful. It's just funny how it's kind of thrown in there where it's like, it's not another Gotham Knights. Well, all right, so I get it. I mean, again, that's maybe positive in the sense that the live service thing, but also I don't believe that. You know, Gotham Knights very much felt like a live service game that had the live service elements taken out of it. And from the rumors, we know that's what happened, right? There was a live service feel to the game, probably around Avengers time. They ripped that stuff out. It's probably what caused some of those delays. Took a couple more years to come out, and then the game came out. So by saying you're not Gotham Knights, well, Suicide Squad, I think, is more live service-y than Gotham Knights ever could have dreamed to be. So I don't even know if that's true. Also, my friend was telling me what's actually funny is they're two different games. This game's a shooter. They're not even the same thing. So I just find that weird that, again, it's positive that they are saying good things. I take good things from that. But at the same time, throwing Gotham Knights in, I mean, I find it funny because you're kind of trashing your sister studio in WB Montreal. And also, I don't know if that's a great example. I guess I get it, right? Because it just came out. It's a DC game. It's fresh in people's minds, whether they liked it or didn't like it. Like, I guess I'd get why you would bring it up. But I think I would get why, like, someone like me would bring it up, or commentators, or, you know, reviewers, or something like that. I don't think the studio people should be saying stuff like that. But hey, what do I know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow me and any of my other YouTube channels or social media, all the links are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.